The decision to study in a top MBA program in USA is no longer as simple as it once was. Along with the lure of the American dream, the growing number of questions and concerns today make it tough and confusing to decide, is an MBA in USA still worth it? What are the pros and cons of studying in the United States? Which are the best MBA programs in USA? What's the average salary, tuition, and cost of living? We cover all this and more, so don't you dare miss any part of this video. The United States of America has the highest number of globally prestigious institutions, and over the years it has done an incredible job of turning their names into high-quality brands. The MBA program, being one of the most lucrative professional degrees out there, enjoys a particularly privileged status, especially when obtained from the elite American universities. With a large number of the top MBA employers belonging to the American soil, the country clearly has an overwhelming advantage in employment opportunities for MBA graduates, adding to the already convincing reasons for why an MBA in USA can be a pretty good idea. Over 50% of the top 100 MBA programs ranked by the Financial Times Global MBA Rankings are from the US, and there's good reason for America's uncontested dominance on business education. The MBA degree itself originated in the country as a means to provide a scientific approach to business management. It was the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School which began its first version of the degree back in the late 1800s, covering diverse aspects of managing a successful business, including accounting, finance, legal, marketing, operations, and more. Dartmouth took it further to an advanced degree, while it was none other than Harvard Business School which conferred the first MBA degree. The rest of the country and gradually the whole world began to appreciate this American model of providing its students and future managers with an academic training as opposed to letting them figure it out on the job. But producing excellent MBA graduates would be meaningless unless there's a demand for them. That's where the next point comes in. USA is the largest economy in the world with the highest GDP per capita. While China is catching up, the US dollar is still quite high and mighty. This flourishing economy is home to large corporations with impressive revenues. In the list of the biggest companies in the world, over 40% are American. These corporate giants are also some of the largest employers in the country, creating a large demand for MBA-trained management professionals. So there's quite a happy balance in the system, which creates some of the best management graduates to be recruited by some of the most successful corporations. And that is one of the reasons for the prosperity of the reputed US B schools. While the country may be grappling with some uncertainty around the topic today, the American society has always been popular with immigrants. Well, that is how the America as we now know it essentially began. It is not only multicultural, its lifestyle, arts, media, music, sports, and education system have had a massive impression on the rest of the world, sometimes even permeating into otherwise hardcore traditional structures. In fact, an exposure to the US media since childhood helps people in most countries get familiar with the sights, sounds, and the general idea of an American life. While international students in the US face various challenges, they still have the advantage of working in an environment with a universal language and a familiarity which may be foreign but certainly not alien. As you can imagine, the country offers world-class education resources and a wide scale of opportunities for international students who want to pursue a career after graduation. One of the major challenges that students face is managing the cost of education, especially for an MBA. There are multiple ways to finance your education, including scholarships, fellowships, assistantships, and even education loans. However, if you are able to combat the tuition costs, the MBA salaries are extremely rewarding, often ranging from $100,000 to almost $200,000 if you're lucky. This is one of the reasons that drives many applicants who are working with MBA Crystal Ball. Several of them already have an MBA degree, but they apply for a second MBA in a top American B school for all the advantages it offers apart from salary. While expenses can vary between cities, we'll tabulate some of the popular cities for a quick glance. With a high-paying job after an MBA, you can expect to live quite comfortably, enjoying the comforts and convenience of the famous American lifestyle. Getting a job is not a guarantee though, and we'll come to that soon. If you can get into the elite B schools, take a look at the average salaries after an MBA in USA. Here's a list of the best full-time and part-time MBA programs in USA, along with the program duration and tuition cost. And here's a list of the best executive MBA programs in USA. Besides these eMBA programs, some universities organize various short-term, often customizable certification programs for working professionals. The idea of this video was to give you a balanced picture and not just to make you happy. So before you get carried away by the American dream, it's also important to understand the pitfalls of studying in the US and America's love-hate relationship with international students. Not so long ago, faced with a financial crisis with budgetary cuts for higher education, American universities and B schools began to see international students as a source of much-needed funds. Foreign students also gave them high selectivity. The number of slots for international students may be less, but they can all be filled up with excellent candidates. Foreign students give their campuses additional diversity and perspective, which helps B schools prepare their students for professional lives in an increasingly globalized world. Foreign students are particularly eager to study in B schools that can place them in consulting and finance jobs that offer higher salaries and international opportunities, perhaps more than any other MBA job. The tuition fee in American B schools is also much higher than that for domestic students. But foreign students are ready to pay to achieve their dreams, often in full, as scholarships are not so readily available to them. On their part, B schools go the full distance to make the local culture and environment welcoming for foreign students. They offer bank facilities, visa services, and cultural amalgamation programs to international students. But because of the US government's new restrictions on work permits and visas, quite a few international students will have to return to their home countries with big debts. Unless the policy makers get their act together, this will eventually rob US B schools of their attraction for international students. Apart from work permits, international students struggle with a variety of other problems too. We'll share a list in the description below. Coming back to the big question, is an MBA in USA worth it? At MBA Crystal Ball, the number of applicants aiming for good MBA programs in USA still tops every other country. However, many applicants have come down from the stance that they'll only attend a top 5 MBA program or nothing. And that's not surprising either. The general feeling among ROI conscious applicants is this: when there are no guarantees that come after paying such a high premium, why not aim for programs that balance quality, cost, and ROI? So the answer is yes, an MBA in USA is still worth it. For the exposure you can get to the best-in-class teaching, students, and growth opportunities. But you'll have to play your cards well and aim for programs where your career and personal goals are well aligned. That's the part where MBA Crystal Ball can help. Our MBA consultants have helped tons of candidates get into the top MBA programs in USA, including the Ivy League, with scholarships. We'll share some of their success stories in the description below. Read them to know more about their profiles and application strategies. Drop us an email if you'd like some professional help with your MBA essays and applications. All the best.